Students of J.W. Mitchell High School, Mustang students, what's up? Normally I start these on more of a lively, upbeat note, but I wanted to take some time to address what went on at the school. There's some people talking, and someone had threw a tennis ball, but the amount of students that came up to me after and apologized for the actions of the few bad apples, I was super impressed by. Not only that, I received comments, I received DMs apologizing for the actions of others. And I think this is a perfect example of why you should never judge someone off of the group or judge someone off of their race, because out of the 2,000 students that was there, maybe 10 were acting up or speaking or whatever the deal may be, distracting others. But how insensitive would it be for me to judge all of the students off of the actions of 10? So probably 2,000 of you were perfect, but 10 people stood out. Now, that's kind of along the lines of judging everyone off of race or religion or whatever the deal may be. Once you categorize people, you do them an injustice, because it's the worst members of a group that stand out. So personally, I'm vegan, and I'm not aggressive about it, and I'll wear my vegan shirt, and I'm proud to be vegan, but I don't pressure that on anybody else. Now, there are a few bad vegans, maybe not even bad vegans, overly passionate vegans that don't have an effective way to get their message across. But when someone's like, "Oh man, vegans they're all aggressive and they're all mean," I'm like, no, don't judge the actions of an entire group off of a few bad apples. And I thank you guys for all the messages and everything you've received, that I received from you guys apologizing for the actions of some. It's not a big deal to me. I speak at a lot of schools, and I understand it's just a couple bad apples, but I want to thank you for reaching out and apologizing on behalf of them. So what I like to do is I like to always start these videos with a song that's somehow themed towards the school that I'm speaking at, and the best thing I come up with was a song about Mustangs. Feel like that's enough of that song, because it's, yeah, also YouTube might take my video down, so just keep it really short. Yeah, so let's get started. Let's go through these questions. All right, first question: are you Tebow from iCar? Okay, so by the way, I don't read any of these questions until I sit down, because I like it to be genuine. So let's go ahead and Google who Tebow is from iCarly. I'm really hoping it's a compliment. I've actually never really watched iCarly, but I do like his bandana thing. I might start rocking that. That way I don't need to upkeep on my dreads. Yes. No, I'm not Tebow. Awesome. All right. And the person asked that question, that was _ Michael Hodgson. Michael's profile is private. I always advocate for that. Granted, only 5 posts, but maybe he's more of an Insta looker instead of Insta poster. He plays soccer. Anyway, next question. Evan Davalos. What were you thinking when someone threw the tennis ball? Actually, what had happened was while I was speaking, I saw everyone's eyes. A majority of the people kind of saw something happening. I saw everyone's head do the same thing. I'm just like, something's going on. But if I were to have looked, I'm experienced enough to know that if I were to look or stop, everyone else would look and stop. So I just continued on, because the few people who weren't looking, I didn't want to distract them as well. Of course, you know, do I wish it didn't happen? Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. Of course, just as I was speaking, not everything will always go as planned. Actually, things won't usually ever go as planned. So, learning experience on my behalf, and to be 100% honest, when the principal took the microphone and was giving you guys a piece of her mind, I became nervous as if I were a student. I forgot for a minute I'm an adult now. So principals still scare me. All right. Next question. Fluteria. It's his username, Michael Flesh Smith. Yes, what's your favorite place to travel? All right. My favorite place to travel, and there's a few questions within the question on the comments, but my favorite place to travel will be Finland. Really friendly people, very highly educated. I believe they have the highest education system in the world. Everyone there is trilingual off like the bat. Speak Finnish, of course. A lot of people, you have to take 2 languages from, I think it's 2nd grade, and a lot of people choose Chinese for trade, and everyone chooses English for entertainment. So everyone there speaks like 5 or 6 languages, and if you don't, they're just like, what's wrong? Very, very smart people. Yeah, so Finland would be my place. I've been there 4 or 5 times, maybe 6. I always go in October. It's a boxing tournament that's always there, but I'm going to probably make a trip there this summer to just enjoy the place during the summer so I can see what it's like and not have to make weight or anything like that. All right. Okay, Michael Hodgson asked the same question. What's my favorite place to travel? All right. Okay. Jalambert 1320. What pushed you to keep trying and trying? What pushed me? That's always a question that's tough for me, because I think a lot of people set goals that are appealing to other people, but they're not deeply passionate about it themselves. It's just like the cool thing to do or say. And I believe when you choose a goal and that's what you kind of dedicate your mind to, and you're focused on it, it's not a question if you should quit. But I think what happens a lot of times is people kind of choose goals that they're kind of iffy about, and then when things get tough, they're just like, it's not for me. But find your passion, and I stumbled across mine by accident. 17 years old when I walked into a boxing gym for the first time, and of course didn't like the sport of boxing, but I tried something I didn't like. So I always urge everyone to, if you don't think you like something, try it anyway. You owe it to yourself. Because I would never in a million years thought I would be a boxer. And of course, I've never thought I'd be a speaker either. I never thought I would be a speaker that would be advocating education to students. Because when I was in school, I just thought school was the most silly thing in the world. And I don't need it. And what's it going to teach me? And then as I got older, I was just like, oh, yeah, they were right. I don't like that I was wrong. But try something you don't like and actually commit yourself to it. Understand the idea of delayed gratification. Anyone who's interested in instant gratification, anything that results in instant gratification, it's not good. So the more work you put in, the more you invest to actually become good at something, the better the feeling is. And again, if everybody can have it, I don't want it. All right. Next question. STELIOS_62. He's a Pasco County All-Star and the second team All-Conference defensive tackle. MC. I just can't read your name. It's in like some weird letters. Oh, is it upside down? Nope, not upside down. It's just weird letters. or a different language. Don't mean to call it weird and be insensitive if that's like your name in Arabic or a different language. I don't know. But anyway, your question is, what's your favorite meal as a vegan? Actually, before I go any further, I'd just like to apologize on behalf of my generation for stealing all of the good usernames. Before you guys were even born, all the good names are gone. You guys are stuck with a bunch of underscores and dashes and dots, periods, whatever. Anyway, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite meal as a vegan? As a vegan, my favorite meal is Chipotle. Actually, I stopped off at Chipotle before I shot this video. Right now I'm in the... Oh, also, welcome to my home. This is my van. I live in my van in a freedom, let's travel the world and have fun way, not homeless or anything. Like to clarify that. But yeah, I'm in a Walmart parking lot. It's a white van, no windows, kind of creepy, but I'm not a creep. Although I have a camera set up in here. It's our podcast. Okay. My Chipotle order, I get a double wrap burrito. Get the burritos staggered. Don't have them put them on top of each other. Then I get quadruple brown rice, quadruple black beans, quadruple fajitas. Some people say fajitas. I do what I like. And then I get triple sofritas. And then I have them put extra corn and green Tabasco and squeeze a lemon and a lime and mix it up before they roll it up. And that's what love looks like. All right. You have to pay extra if you don't have a Chipotle card. Also, this podcast is brought to you by Garden of Life. I just always like to shout them out. They're my sponsor, and and Red Bull. Product placement. All right, next question. What do you think when Miss Schultz stopped you to scold us after someone threw the tennis ball? Volley Julia 3. Good morning, Julia. Good morning, Julia. I was nervous for myself because I thought I was in trouble. Sometimes I forget that I'm an adult. Actually, I kind of admire the fact that I don't think I'm an adult. I'm just like a child with adult-like resources. I like that. So because when I was speaking about the older you become, I'm not sure if I got into it. The older you become, the more fun gets. The idea of investing in yourself at a young age instead of doing what everyone thinks is fun. Like a few years ago, everyone's like playing Pokemon Go, and now no one's playing Pokemon Go. So back then, 3 years ago, instead of playing Pokemon Go, if you would actually learn something or kind of invested in yourself a little bit, you would have that with you now. And the older you become, the more fun gets. Once you become over 18 and you have to pay your own bills and you're responsible for paying for your own fun, you're gonna wish you that stopped having so much fun when you were younger, because things you're doing at 15 not fun compared to what you could do when you're like 30. Like for one, once you invest in yourself and you have a degree or means to make money, you have disposable income where you can buy
really cool things like sound machines. That's one of them.
Isn't it nice? I had no reason to buy this, but the fact that I don't have any children and I have disposable income, and this makes the videos more fun for me and hopefully for you.
That's why I did it.
All right, back to normal. I try to throw that in at least like once an episode or whatever. Okay, next question. How do you mentally prepare yourself before each match? How do you mentally prepare yourself before each match? And what would you say to the greatest? What would you say the greatest fight you ever been in was? Great questions. So how do I mentally prepare myself? I completely separate myself from the whole idea that I'm fighting. There's a lot of boxers, like one of my close friends, Leroy Davila, he would like pray and read his Bible at night, like the night before a fight, and he would stay up and as late as he wanted, just reading his Bible. What I would do is I would go perform comedy at night, and sometimes I get in trouble for it, but it's my way of forgetting that I'm fighting, because all of the work you do, and when I spoke about the whole basketball with I believe it was Brady, the work you put in is the confidence you'll have. If I've trained and I've worked hard, I know I'm going to win. And actually, what I come to realize is, the day before a fight, what's going to happen is already written. And me stressing out about it, like what's going to happen, that won't make me perform any better. If anything, it'll put too much pressure on myself and I'll perform worse. So what I've been able to do is kind of like separate my mind from boxing. Even an hour before a fight, you can see me sitting in the crowd, hanging out with people, talking, chatting, and like right before I'm supposed to fight, I throw my gloves on, game face, zone out, fight, go back, thumbs up, smile, being happy. So it's kind of just the work you put in. And as long as I know I put in the work, I don't stress out about the fight. And the greatest fight that I've been in would probably be Michael Hunter. In 2009, I fought him in Denver. The way the scoring system used to work back then is you get a point, you hit me, you get a point. I hit you, I get a point, and there's like a scoreboard with the points. And going into the third round, it was like 8-8. It was like the last round, it was 8-8, and I knew as like the final bell was going to ring to end the fight, it was tied. So there's that's the noise that they kind of just bang on the ring to let you know there's 10 seconds left, so make sure you don't punch after the bell. So we both knew the score was tied at this point, and he threw a punch and I threw a punch, and we both landed, but we're not sure which one's registered, and it's like a 3-second delay. So he landed a punch, I landed a punch, everything stopped, bell rung, we both looked at the clock, he got the point, I lost. I was very frustrated, but why I think that was one of my greatest fights is what I do is I kind of frustrate people and I get in their head. But Michael Hunter is so mentally tough and so athletic and so intense that he made me step my game up. So he like brought the intensity here, and I brought it a little higher, and then he just matched it and brought it up, and he left the victor that fight. But still great dude. Because boxing is a little different than like people think, because I can fight my friends. I've fought my roommate before. What up, Javante Charles? I know he's not going to watch it, but anybody's wondering, I won that fight. Yeah, it's like if you play your friend in basketball, it's not going to ruin your friendship if your friend beats you in basketball. Like Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are friends. LeBron just beat him. So, all right. And that question was by Caleb.Swanhart. Ooh. My light just went out. That's okay. And Caleb is a cross country. Oh, I remember speaking to you, Caleb. Cross country, track, soccer. Proud founder of ADG. I don't know what ADG is, but I'll say I'm not even gonna make something up. All right, next question. Dare_Bucks40. Hashtag guy first. Hashtag never get. Well, there's no hashtags there, but it sounds better that way. Hashtag guy first. Hashtag you always be live. Hashtag never give up. Hunting? Hell yeah. Actually, hell no. Not just hell no. Yeah, I'm not a fan of hunting because I like animals, but I won't judge you for it. Thank you for coming out to speak to us. It was very inspiring and makes me want to do more with boxing and work even harder. And what's your favorite punch to throw? Great question. I don't think anybody's asked me that before. Actually, no one's asked me that before. Great question. My favorite punch to throw, since I'm a southpaw, which means I lead with my right hand, what I like to do is I like to slip a fighter's jab, a right-hander's jab. So I slip it and I throw an uppercut under and I spin out. So it's like bop. And what happens is, because it's just kind of like an arm punch, it's not supposed, the intention is not to hurt, it's just to frustrate. And always snap someone's head up, and it looks really great in pictures. I have a few good pictures of me landing that uppercut. So the reason why I do it is because boxing is more than you see from the outside. So if I'm fighting someone, they throw their jab, which is the punch you throw more than anything else. I slip it, uppercut. Second time they throw it, slip it, uppercut. Third time, slip it, uppercut. Fourth time, slip it. Just look at them. Now, my opponent knows if they throw their jab again, they're going to get hit with the uppercut. That they know I can time them. So they stop throwing that punch. Now I'm just fighting a one-handed fighter, and it becomes easier for me. So those are the little mind games that people don't see from the outside, and that's my strong suit. I'm not a knockout guy or anything. I'm just kind of into the mental part of it. Okay, next question. Abby Fernall. People change people. First time I ever really heard that. People do change people. People change people. Hurt people. And I think people can change people for the better. I'm getting some flack right now for a post that I made online. Just about, I just want more people to take action for doing good instead of just speaking about doing good. Yeah, I digress. Okay, what was the hardest competition you were in? How'd you deal with the stress? Other than the Michael Hunter fight, hardest competition. Well, I wasn't that experienced. I was number one in the country, but I wasn't great internationally. And I fought Roberto Camarelli from Italy. At the time, he's like a one-time Olympic silver medalist, one-time bronze silver medalist, one-time gold medalist in the Olympics. And he's a very experienced, older guy. And we got to the middle of the ring. Like, this is my biggest fight ever. I was in Reno, and it wasn't for anything. It was just for experience, but it was a real fight. There's no championships or anything on the line, but we got to the middle of the ring, and he's way bigger than I am. He's about 4 inches taller, probably about 40 pounds heavier. So I'm going to be faster than him. So we get to the middle of the ring. I remember standing there like this. He's standing there, and then I got hit twice, and I looked up, and his hands were in the same spot. And I was like, oh, he's really fast. I didn't see his hand go out or come back, and I was looking at him. That was difficult. I lost that fight. But yeah, that was the toughest one. But I don't see it as a bad thing. Like, I get excited when the fights are tough. Granted, I will never pass up an easy fight, but I love having to dig deep, and I dug deep. For that fight, which everyone thinks is, but I gave my best effort, and some people actually thought I won. Of course, I thought I won because I always think I win, so I'm a bad judge of that. I think I'm amazing. But yeah, I love being able to dig deep and push myself and see how much I'm actually capable of. I'm not afraid of that. And I think that a lot of people are afraid to set big goals because they're afraid to have to dig deep. But it's there. It's there. As long as you're passionate about it. Hippie Gracie. Gracie, you didn't get a picture of me. My apologies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry now. Boom. All right. Next time. Okay. F.Xavier.siv. Young King. JWMHS. 19. Make a difference today for somebody who's fighting for their tomorrow. Never, ever give up on your dreams. Boom. I love it. Now, your question, what do you recommend I do if I'm trying to get into sports medicine or physical therapy field? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know the exact answer to that, but I will say you obviously have a social media account, and what I would do is I would just even under Instagram, look for physical therapy place, or Google physical therapy places in your area, like so around your school, and actually show up to their place. Initiative, like if there's anything I could stress, is take the initiative, take that first step. yeah, I would show up. I would tell them like, hey, I want to learn more about this. Actually, even if you ask to volunteer, 15, 20 hours a week, just kind of learn about it and just kind of see what that's like. And they can recommend the right path you take. All right. Good luck with that. All right. Tay Holloway. She's going to the Navy. All right. You asked, is it hard being vegan? As someone who literally could be a carnivore, it sounds super hard to give up meat. Thank you for the presentation. It was truly motivating. Yes, it was difficult. I'm not like one of those vegans who were like, I hate meat. No. I love cheeseburgers, but I loved cheese. Cheese was the best. If something's bad, put cheese on it. Yeah. Cheese is amazing. Actually, I found out why, because mammals secrete a chemical which is sort of like a morphine to make their young suckle more. And when you make cheese, the properties become so, because it's addicting, it becomes so concentrated that cheese is actually addicting. I don't remember what cheese tastes like because it's been like 7 years or something, but I remember I miss it. So it was difficult, but what I originally did it because I lost the bet, and it kind of got me out of the funk that I was in, helped me get back on my feet, and I decided to continue to do it because I felt good. And then I found out the health benefits behind it. Then I found out the kind of, first was vanity, then was health benefits, and then eventually I started going to farms and stuff to do these speaking engagements. It's really weird to say out loud, but it's like these vegan festivals, and I got to see all the animals and like see how they have personalities and stuff like that. So it's like, it's tough, but I just feel like maybe I'm contributing to the world in some way, which I feel like everyone needs to feel like that. And whichever way you contribute to the world, I feel like everyone should contribute something and take action. Don't just think about it. All right. What weight class? This is bass trombone Ben. Bass trombone Ben Fuller. Trombone. Ben asks, what weight class do you fight in, and do you plan on turning pro? I fought at heavyweight and super heavyweight. I don't think that this thing is helpful. I think that's better. Yeah. DJ Clue. Oh wait. DJ Khaled. Yeah, we are DJ Khaled. I think I should stop that for now. I fought at heavyweight and super heavyweight, which super heavyweight's anything over 201 pounds. So like I'm like 6'2" realistically. I know on like Wikipedia or something, I'm like 6'3", 6'4" sometimes. People update it. I don't know who. But what would happen is I would end up fighting these giants, because in Russia, like if you're too big for soccer, like you box. So they don't have an NBA for their Russian LeBron James to go to, so he's boxing. And so like I would fight a heavyweight just so like when I fought internationally I could fight. So heavyweight's anything under 201 pounds. So I always try to walk around 200 so I can fight in either weight class. Good question. Daniela Castro, your page is private. I respect that. Keep it like that. What were you thinking when someone chucked the tennis ball? Rewind. Yeah. Sorry. All right. James. JEMEZZZZZ. 5 Z's on him. That slime. Beep. Ink. Okay, I'm trying to box for real. Okay, if you look in the comments, you will see the local boxing gym. I will add that in the description. All right. And of course, I was never a big fan of boxing, but when I started doing it, I realized I loved it, because it's like it's conquering another human being's soul physically, and it's in a ring, and it's regulated, and it's very safe, contrary to popular belief. safer than football, safer than the most dangerous sport, the most concussions is women's soccer, actually. And the number 2 is cheerleading, according to emergency room reports. Granted, there are a lot more women playing soccer than people are boxing, so of course there's going to be more concussions in that. But women are a lot more aggressive with heading the ball. So, yeah. Oh yeah. So try boxing out, man. It changed my life. Khalid Damlaki, man, I feel like Damlaki. Yeah, I feel like I nailed that one. Please comment, let me know how I did. Yes, I wasn't tagged. Oh yeah, man, I can't tag everybody. All right. Tiana _Rivera _ 16 years old, Puerto Rican, Boricua, Indian, Caucasian, singer and aspiring model, actress, DM for job request. That is awesome. Let's give her a round of applause. I like when, if you're aspiring to be something, like if I wanted to hire a model or an actress and I don't know that you're a model or actress, I would never know to hire you. If you want to be a photographer, but your profile doesn't say you're a photographer, but it has Lil Wayne lyrics or something, like your social media account is an extension of who you are. So put what you aspire, and that's literally what I tell people. I'm like, put what you're aspiring to be. And you know what, Tiana, if the second you book your first paid speaking gig, even if it's $1, why don't you go ahead and remove aspiring out there, because then you will technically be a model and actress and singer. All right. And don't think of it like, I want to get better. You will always become better. And the models and actresses out there right now that are like Hollywood and these big movies and magazines, they're also getting better. So don't judge your talent off of how good you are compared to other people. Just make sure today you are better than you were a month ago. All right. Your question. Try to get a picture with you. There were too many people. Oh, I'm sorry again. I'm sorry. Sad face. All right. And good luck with your career. Yeah. Okay. TJ _1727 _ how do you not yell at us for the tennis ball? Come on, bro. Like, here's why. I used to get very angry a long time, and I kind of learned this through social emotional learning. When you get angry, doesn't solve any of your problems. What it does is it creates more problems that get in the way of you solving your original problem. So what I made a conscious effort to just not get angry unless I get hungry. And that's why I have my fanny pack with my Cliff Bars in it. And Garden of Life makes Cliff Bars. What up, Garden of Life? Yeah. So, and I would say I've learned that being angry doesn't solve anything. It creates more problems. And I urge everyone to, before you act, think. And what a problem I have as well is when I should be upset at something and I keep my cool, there's a voice in my head and it's like,
keep it real, Cam. Keep it real, son. You don't let that person talk to you like that. You don't make that person disrespect you.
And you know what? Let's talk about respect for a second. All right, so respect. Here's an issue I have. And even as I got older, I don't understand why I can't curse. As a child, I never understood it. Like, when I curse, does it hurt you physically? Does it make you bleed? Does it cause you any pain? Why can't I say a simple word? Now, as I get older, I realize that, like, for instance, let's say I start roasting, right? And I'm talking about your mother. Now, of course, I don't know your mother, but it would upset you. Why? Because you love your mother and it's disrespectful towards her. So what I realized is that there are words that that I want to use, but I shouldn't use out of respect for others. So, for example, the R word, the F word, that's something that growing up, I would say I never knew any better. It was culturally acceptable. Now, but now, as times have changed and I realize how offensive that is, I don't say it. And I've heard that at the school, there were some issues with saying nigger. Now, of course, you saying that word doesn't make anybody bleed, doesn't hurt anyone, but what it is disrespectful. And I know a lot of people think, like, well, black people could say it to each other, but, and you know, yeah, they can. I didn't make the rules. I just live by them. There's words that I grew up saying that I don't say now. And it's just out of pure respect. And actually, I don't think it's offensive at all. But I'm not the one being offended. And if I'm going to have any type of empathy or understanding for other people and their emotions and their feelings, I have to respect that. So, cursing to me, still to this day, I don't understand. Like, I'm purposely not going to curse in this video, but do I curse in real life? Yeah. Do I curse around my peers? Yeah. Do I curse around my mom? Hell to the no. To the no. I'm 30 and I still can't curse around my mom. So it's more of a respect thing than anything. My argument against that is like, oh, I can't curse when you're 6-year-olds in a room. Well, your 6-year-old has an iPad with all of the internet on it and you don't regulate your 6-year-old. I'm pretty sure there's worse things on the internet than curse words. And there are also curse words on the internet. But again, the idea is respect. And I had to learn to understand that. Okay. Alina Malter. You're not doing it wrong if no one knows what you're doing. Oh, it's an old philosophy. Key to a happy life is a secret life. Now, that can be interpreted in many different ways. This is what her profile says. You're not doing it wrong if no one knows you're doing it. Oh yeah, you can. So let's say I'm lifting weights and my form is bad. Eventually, my back's going to start hurting. Even though no one sees me lift, I have to deal with the consequences of my actions. So, just a heads up, and I don't even know what that has to do with. Okay, anyway. Oh, your question was like, I'm in that video somewhere. I hope so. Hope you stayed around. All right, JBoat00000. Mixologist of words. I love words. Words. I love words. My favorite thing about words is that if put together, because we all know most of the words. Some people know some big words, but when you can put the right words together to evoke passion or anger or tears of joy, which is the hardest one to do, it's not that hard to make someone cry. To string words together and be a word mixologist to bring tears of joy from just words or poetry, I love that. I love when I'm like watching something and for example, Bo Burnham, which when I was like your age, he was like big on YouTube and he blew up through YouTube and he has a couple YouTube Netflix specials. He's a comic, musician comic, not really my thing, but amazing. He at the end of his show was a big live goofy show and he plays music, but at the end he kind of, and I would say YouTube it, his Kanye rant. It was the end of his show, it was his closing joke. It wasn't so much a joke, but it was beautiful. I don't know how to explain it, but he basically showed that it doesn't take much to be creative. He showed he's so creative that he could just imitate somebody else and make a joke out of it, but the ending message of it was what was the words he used? He says come laugh at the skinny kid with deteriorating mental health, and just kind of just little subtle things, so let the world know that he's hurting and he's feeling pain, but he did it while making everyone laugh. And the fact that he kind of just dropped those little subtle nuggets, loved it. Come watch the kid, come laugh at the kid with this steadily declining mental health as he attempts to give you something he cannot give himself: laughter, joy, happiness. But he did it in a rhyming way and just glossed over. But those are the little details I appreciate from artists, because words make art. All right, Scary_James, how are you ever to maintain your anger when people were talking over you? I addressed that, but yep. Tyler_Huth, actor on Netflix. What? You're on Netflix, bro? Manhunter, Unabomber, filmmaker. I'm not sure if you're not on Netflix, but if you are, me too. That's pretty cool. Oh, you surf, bro? Oh, front flip. Actually, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. Is that you? Boogie boarding is dope, man. I never got to do that. All right. Okay. Next question. Adriana Stobie. I'm somewhere in this video. Thanks for coming. And your question: if you notice someone getting cyberbullied, what would you do? What I would do, and what I hope that everyone else would do, is if someone posts a picture of themselves and someone under the comments said something mean, just tons of mean things to say, I would hope that a third person would respond to that person's comment and be like, that's not cool. And not even in an aggressive way, when you dismissively let someone know that what they're doing isn't right, because a lot of times people pick on others to kind of make themselves feel better, and if you make them feel bad for picking on people, they will stop picking on people. But again, you don't want to do it in a way that you're then bullying them. So if someone's like laughing and goofing off and making fun of someone else, you're like, hey, that's not funny. Just straight face, that's not funny. You'll be surprised at how quickly people will stop. And it's difficult for the person who's getting bullied to do it. So as a third party or someone from the outside, not aggressively, just diffuse situations. It's so easy to diffuse a situation, but a lot of people try to take that as a chance to kind of record and get some good videos of a fight or altercation. All right, a few questions from DMs. Okay, question is, what helped you get motivated so much to where you are now? Well, as of right now, I'm very happy where I'm in life. I think I'm happy for the first time, if not ever, a very long time. I'm extremely happy. Yeah, I'm so happy right now. But I'm not content with where I am. So what my goal is to do is, although I've won all these championships and everything in boxing, I want for people to say, and whatever it is I do, whether it's speaking, or I want people to say, oh, Cam, the guy that does blah, 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 he used to box. Because I want what I do next to trump what I've already done. And that's kind of what motivates me. I've dealt with depression. I've been in bad places before. I'm in an extremely good place now. I'm super grateful for it, and I always try to uplift others. And sometimes I don't go about it the right way. Still working on that, but I want to inspire others. I want others to help others. Of course, I can go out and help people, but if I can convince 100 people to convince 100 people to help people, That's like a big number of people. Was afraid to mess up the math there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's find another question I saw here. Okay. I received, and I don't ever, if you DM me, I don't say username or anything. It's not because I don't want to, it's because I believe it's more of a confidential thing. So I did receive a message. Thank you for coming, and I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah. Okay. Next one is okay, I won't mention your name, but you said that your favorite animal is the flying fish now. Boom. Mine too, man. Although, still wish it was Beyonce. Okay. Hello, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. Your story was inspiring. I loved it. Okay. Keep up the good work. I was listening to you at the J.W. Mitchell High School. I wanted to say thanks for the motivation. Made me really think about life. Also, you're funny as hell. Thanks, bro. Again, not gonna mention your name because, DMs. Someone put, pay attention in Spanish class. Oh, so at the end of the talk, I was kind of hanging out with the athletes, and some of your athletes are huge. I want to check some IDs because couple dudes look like they're my age. But the Spanish teacher did come up to me at the end of the talk, and we shared a moment. I don't remember his name. That dude's really cool. I can tell. Okay. Next question. Hey, I spoke at your school. You spoke at my school today, and I was wondering if I always wanted to be a boxer, but where do I start? Again, if you check in the comments, I'll have the gym there. I'll follow up because usually I try to reach out and see if I get some type of discount or free workout for students. All right. And okay. Okay, last question. Again, I won't mention your name because you asked in DMs. How do you get through your toughest times in your boxing career? I have no clue. When people say take it one day at a time, I always think that's silly. But now that I kind of look back at the story, I was actually taking it one day at a time. When something didn't go my way, like, in the hardest part about failing is not actually the failing part, it's how long it takes to actually prove that you're not a failure by doing it again. And although 2008, it took 4 years to prove I wasn't a failure, and then I just failed again, and then 4 more years, 2016, once again. But yeah, I just take it one day at a time, and I always set goals. And remember, if you can take anything away from anything I say, if you don't care enough about your life and your accomplishments and what you're capable of and actually achieving it, no one else will care. People will care for a little bit for you, but like I have a buddy, I won't mention his name. I'm in Florida right now, and I actually just ran into him. He was naturally athletic, really gifted, but he wouldn't train hard. So he would lose because he was tired, and I would bring him to my house. He would stay at my house so we could go run in the morning, and I wanted him to be as good as he was, better than me naturally. And if he could just put work in, he could show the world that he was better than me. And I would bring him to my place and then wake him up in the morning and try to get him to go running with me. And I just felt like I wanted him to be successful more than he wanted to be successful. And I just stopped. I stopped caring for him because it was taking away from my ability. So you can take a horse to water, but the rest. One of my favorite things to do is start a saying like that and not say the rest of it. All right. When life gives you now. Yeah. So I would say just to stay motivated, kind of do what you love. And I love when people are doing things that they don't look like they should be doing. White rappers, Asian NBA players, Jeremy Lin, black fencers. I love people that step out of their comfort zone and do something because they want to do it, not because everybody else who looks like them or are in the same social class or in the same area or the same neighborhood do it. I love people who do things because they're passionate about it. And if you're passionate about something, you can accomplish anything. If you're passionate about going to school, and also, yeah, guess what? A lot of it's going to suck. A lot of it will suck. Most of it will suck. Like, the video, of course, of me punching people and dancing, that's not what it is. That's not what boxing is. There's so much more to it. But no one speaks about those parts. No one speaks about the media classes you have to take. No one speaks about the working out, the wear and tear in your body, the danger, the jet lag, the travel. Like, all you see is stamps in my passport. You see me traveling around all the places. There's a constant effort going on. It's making weight. It's sacrificing. No one sees that part. They see me. I went to France maybe 4 years in a row, every year in the same week, and it was towards the end of November. So for 4 or 5 years, I didn't get to spend Thanksgiving with my family, and I'm sitting in France, a nice hotel room, and everyone, I can get a bunch of likes, but I'm watching all of my friends and my family be with their family and enjoy Thanksgiving. And those are things that I have to sacrifice. Now, you're gonna, if your goals, if you're doing it the right way and you're setting big goals, you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. So what you should do before you even start anything is ask yourself, am I willing to make these sacrifices? Because I would be wasting my time if I did all this to become number one in the country, and then now when it's time to go represent America in other countries, I'm just like, oh, I want to hang out with my friend on his birthday. I'm not gonna go. Like, if you're passionate about it, you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. And remember, delayed gratification. What if I can go back in time? I would read a book every week, because there's so much I learned from my own mistakes. And every time I share that with somebody else, they tell me about a similar situation in a book they read, which meant I could have learned from somebody else's mistakes instead of my own mistakes. So now I force myself to read. My book's over there. Right now I'm reading The Richest Man in Babylon. It was suggested to me. So I would say read, invest in yourself. Don't worry about having fun right now. The fun you have right now is nothing compared to the fun you're going to have in the future if you invest in yourself now. I'm taking off and going to Europe for a couple months, and I can do that because I invested in myself. And, you know, I went back to New York recently, and I drove around my old neighborhood, and all the kids who were smoking and drinking in school back then are all still standing outside in the cold, smoking and drinking still. I'm like, you could have just waited until you were an adult to do that. And let's say that if that's what they want to do, why not invest in yourself, and then maybe you can smoke a cigar on a yacht somewhere or something. Like, invest in yourself. I don't know how many more ways I can say it. And what's really weird is people like, how do you get so good in boxing? I'm terrified of losing. So I would always, and not terrified of losing is it hurts my feelings. It's I hate losing so much. I don't think there's been a fight that I've lost that I didn't cry that night. I'll hold it together in front of everybody. When I get back to my hotel room, I cry when I lose. I'm so emotionally invested into my goals. And I feel like to be successful, that's what you're going to need to be. So don't be afraid for other people to see you investing yourself in something, or trying to better yourself, or the fact that you're emotionally invested into a goal. I see no shame in that. What I would be ashamed about is if I was a person who didn't have a goal, if I weren't chasing a dream. Because I get comments and people laugh at me like, oh, you can't make it to the Olympics. Yeah, I didn't. But I much rather try and fail and then not go to the Olympics than never try at all. Because there's a lot of people living empty lives and they try to take other people down. And you can find those people online, and we refer to them as trolls. But to wrap this up, because I'm going to go to Chipotle. The line was too long before I recorded this video. I need to post this up so you guys can have it on Monday. Thank you guys again. And remember this for the future. Don't judge don't judge a book by a cover, and don't judge a group by a few members, because I won't judge you by the handful, the less than 0.01% of students that we're talking. So kind of judge everyone personally, and judge people by their own morals and ethics and standards. Don't judge them by some overlapping standard of society. All right. Other than that, I want to thank you guys, and yeah, I feel like we can end this one with what are we gonna end it with? Are we gonna end it with oh